everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in a disaster.
Oh,
so
it was
it's
close
presently
enough. It was
devoid
them.
of people. That night,
And here you are drinking tea like it's the most natural thing in the world, huh?
that's what family should do. Sit and enjoy a leisurely time together.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you?
Me?
Then, how about you, good sir?
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as...
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things.
That was a little long-winded, don't you think?
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut to the
And
chase,
don't be
our
all,
friend here, the Traveler, has brought us together
like
to discuss
strict
something.
and stuff.
As for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be pooling our efforts together to create a series of traps.
Oh, how intriguing.
Yeah, I knew Lini would be up for that.
Well, it's just an expression, really. One that I just learned from...
Huh? Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might even pick up some fancy oratory tricks to impress your boss with in the future.
I see. And what does my boss say?
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do...
This is awkward.
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Not that I
Fremini?
recall.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette,
I've also gone diving to catch some...
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Though that was their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus.
Wait, what?
Today, Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society. Taking up arms, a trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. Sometimes a lethal implement will also be necessary to deal with the prey. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you choose to build it with?
We're trapping in Archon, so we would make the nicest sweets.
for me, I would prefer something basket. Our line of work requires
Oh,
a
you mean
deft
actually?
hand, and we're some of the best in the industry, so you can count on our techniques.
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you?
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence in the meantime. I'm quite the multitasker if I do say so myself.
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like placing bait in the water.
That's
and
what I would
waiting
do.
for the fish to...
And I can be their assistant.
With discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small clockwork squirrels, mice, and such. When placed in the forest, they can attract others of their kind. I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it. If they're realistic enough, animals of the same kind will follow them all the way to the trap.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
That makes sense. You usually... But I do have one more question for you. If we were to create a trap now...
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey. A more gentle trap would be ideal.
Kind, as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why's that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often exceedingly thin.
So, are we going...
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters.
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, and the hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate. But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god, a being whose seat is an exalted throne.
I see. So we're gonna go trial against
Oh, so that's...
Florence. Hunting metaphor was just that, a metaphor. We will not call this a hunt because that is not what you should do at present, nor has the relationship between you and Frina reached such a dire strait. What you need is simply the secrets she is keeping. Attempting to take her secrets is an act of sacrilegious disrespect, but it must be done to prevent Fontaine from sinking into the waters and foretold in the prophecy. We don't even know if knowing the secret itself would help with the prophecy. What if we just like, what if the curse itself is like, if Rina tells anyone about it, it's gonna happen? It's gonna be really bad. There is neither hunter nor prey, but there must be a trap. That is what you will need. The stage of fate. Hey. Okay, this is about to get exciting. If it's going where I think it is, but we still have no idea where Child is. It's been way too long. We haven't heard about Child. Is he dead? Is he? I really thought we were gonna find out about where Child is from the part from Act 3 and 4, the Fortress of Merpit arc. We still didn't get anything.
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it? So much has been happening.
Those meetings sure did make me hungry.
Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks about it, but everyone else just looked a little surprised.
Do you feel more confident after the meetings, Paimon?
It's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have any experience with this sort of thing. After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you?
Not wrong, but yeah. Is something
did you
wrong?
just pour some tea? Paimon didn't notice you doing that at all.
No, I didn't.
Then Paimon's never seen that cup before.
Is that the knave again?
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea. I merely
Oh,
refrained
where will
from
I?
saying anything till now.
Who's that voice? But there's no one here.
Ah, have you forgotten me already?
Wait, you are familiar. You're the voice we heard from the sky in Sumeru.
Istarot? Is that the god of time? Is that... I didn't know a lot about that part. What did they say again? Or is it... Huh, what is it again? From the voice of Sumeru? I didn't know.
The voice from the sky, Huh. You're feeling lost now, just as you were feeling previously. I sensed that confusion and thus came to you. Guiding people is an irresistible hobby of mine, after all.
Who are you and what do you want with us?
Consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim.
Friend's disciple? So it is probably someone from the Action Circle, right? Allow me to ask you, will Fontaine prophecy come true?
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesized will be fulfilled. You may view
Mission?
such things as the history of the future.
So yeah, it is from, but it's not Parabola, since its name is N. The initial is N. What has purpose ever been fulfilled? You may be searching as the history of the future? What?
What?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in Tevat so easily be changed?
Yeah, we've seen again with the... There it is again, fate. Can there really be no exception? We did change quite a bit with Tricadifara. With the tree of Ermensel. There is again fate. Can really remember expectation?
So you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall?
That's the line from in a distant future where the god gaze does not fall. There are those who dreams of dreaming. That's Canria?
Are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive?
Oh, does that mean the prophecy is only true according to the vision of the god? So just Furina saying it, not like everyone actually?
What is she talking about?
Yeah, I don't get
Wow,
this whole
sounds
thing.
really impressive and
I
important.
really need to go back here. The tea in the kitty cat is just about as going as well.
I believe that you understand, right? Some things are insignificant, but others you must reach out to change. Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future. All you need to do is to play your part. This was good tea, by the way. Thank you for your hospitality. Well, that'll be all for today.
The point of guiding someone if it's not
The
clear.
voice. It's gone.
Which and is this the clue you're leaving for us? Unexpected news lead to big complicated feelings. Yeah, in bed. When you wake up, someone seems to be outside.
What? I want to hear someone talking.
You're getting more diligent, Paimon.
Hey, it's you who's getting lazy, okay?
Hey, don't say that.
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively banter.
Mona!
Oh, have you? How have you been with these past few days, Mona?
Fine, just fine. I went to take part in that Steambird panel. It turned out to be more interesting than I expected. Not all Fontanians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own rescue preparations. I agreed, so we had.
Did she have pink hair by any chance?
Why, yes! It was Charlotte. You remember her, right?
Yeah,
That I'm in
Charlotte.
full support of her view. Prophecies are very important.
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear something sensible.
Ah, yes. About what we had discussed before. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't reach the old hag. I'll try again tonight, but I wouldn't get your hopes up.
Actually, someone already came over.
Huh?
You tell me about the mysterious case.
Goodness gracious. Are you serious?
I believe she came to pass a message to
She
us.
said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon. Most people would believe the gods to be all-knowing, right?
Yeah, no. There are places where German still does not reach like the god. I mean, if we're talking the god case as in Celestia, yeah. There are things. But if we're talking about the god's case as in Verena, then I'm not sure.
Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times. She said that N's sense of direction is incredible, and that she loves guiding those who are lost. But I've never met her, and if she were still alive, she'd be... well, suffice it to say that the hag's at least a few hundred now, and N's been around for longer than...
Whoa. The Hexenzirkel sounds like a scary group.
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally, then the problem you're facing must truly be of great importance.
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but I suspect perhaps it is something that you cannot know right now.
True, her words were meant to be helpful hint, but when we realized the value and meaning. Was that the best answer to my question I've forgotten?
Traveler, Paimon, are you two alright?
Are you two alright?
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little down right now. It kind of feels like the end is coming, you know?
Yeah,
I
prophecy.
see. I feel that same sense of desperation, too. I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. So far as I have seen, it cannot be. But even so, I still hope for and believe in miracles. Astrology is eternal and rational, but fate may not be. It is cruel, but it can also be beautiful.
That is very poetic for some reason.
Perhaps that's what En was trying to tell you. Not to lose heart, and to believe that what you are seeing playing out before you is not yet set in stone.
So fate is changeable, in other
I
words.
did originally think of steering clear of all this, but I couldn't. Even if this is all futile, I still wish to help everyone. If we don't struggle to the last, then how can we face the end when it comes?
Huh.
Exactly.
You do have a point.
There I go, talking about astrological principles again. Sorry about that. The moment I start talking about work-related stuff. I need to get going.
Don't worry about it, Mona, and thank
It
you.
was worth trying to comfort you, even if I suppose that might be why we...
Paimon feels kinda moved by what Mona said. But also kinda sad, too. Hey, Traveler. Paimon's a... Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always... Huh? Our names are written in this newspaper. What's going on?
Maybe we're famous.
Let Paimon see! The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has continued in its noble autonomy, but that does not mean that others cannot interact with it. My recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Huh. Guess Charlotte still hasn't given up on that. Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report? A blonde adventurer with their white fairy, legends trailing in their wake. It is said that this mysterious traveler once visited the underwater fortress. So while the fortress's interior remains a mystery behind closed doors, do not fear, for the tales of the traveler contain surprises in spades. Journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet, the Traveler's Trail, World Walker.
Oh, are we gonna get...
Charlotte took so many awesome... She hasn't been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as the subject matter instead?
She shares that shares to be the case.
Seriously? Well, fine.
Continue moving forward. Okay.
Skyward! Scatter!
We're here! Paimon's hungry. Should we go?
It's a restaurant? Isn't this a hotel?
Look! That's the limited edition, only 16 slices a day cake!
Yeah, it hasn't already sold out for the day?
It was so delicious though.
One slice of cake, please.
Someone showed up after all. Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems Monsieur Nervalette was right. You really can eat.
Wait, did he really say something like that?
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food. As for me, I love the cake and coffee here.
Do you come here often?
Usually every day.
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule.
Then what if someone told you one day that this place would be
But why would it close?
Well, Paimon doesn't know either, but...
Oh, the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No. Still, even if there'd be no more cake tomorrow, that wouldn't keep me from having some today. No. It's the same for eating in general. You might not be able to eat tomorrow, but if you can do so today, then you should carry on. That's what people call living, you know.
Wow, that is insanely base from a Melusine. Yeah, that's how you should live life. Focus on the present.
Huh.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices? These 2 slices are for you. Sijuin said that this kind of expression you're making is what humans call being sad.
Oh, you know Sijuin?
I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about humans. She said that humans are creatures that are saddened easily, yes, and you can only lift their spirits by feeding them delicious food. So please try the cakes here. I've got something else to do, so I'll be going now. You two try to stay in a good mood after eating, all right?
You're so cute.
And there she goes. All right, let's dig in. Paimon. It's more delicious than last time, and the flavor gets even better with a sip of tea. It sure would be nice if we could come again tomorrow. Sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious food here.
Yeah.
From a geographical perspective, the Red Lake lying atop of Fontaine Tressel and Mrs. Lake, however, Fontaine himself of the river. Treat as a sea. Oh, it is a lake, but is this a sea?
Let's go look for Charlotte and have a chat.
This feels like another chapter already. It's not connected too much.